Behad ki paramshanti. This is the English translation of the Hindi YouTube video by Bapuji. क्या भगवान तानाशाह है? क्या भगवान हमें अपनी मर्जी से जीने देते हैं? भगवान के आदेश. Is God a dictator? Does God allow us to live according to our own will? God's commands. Bapuji starts by saying Supreme Peace, paramshanti. Today, we will talk about whether God is a dictator. People perceive God as someone under whose will everything happens. Nothing moves without his will, not even a leaf. He is believed to control everything. When someone dies, people say it was God's will. If something bad happens, they also say it was God's will. But when something good happens, they don't attribute it to the God's will. So, is it really that God controls everything? Look, these are all terms used in the path of devotion or the bhakti marg. The will of God or whatever God desires are the concepts rooted in the path of devotion of bhakti marg. But the path of knowledge, the path of true understanding or gyan marg sees it differently. A realized being, a brahmagyani, someone with supreme knowledge, does not think this way. The Brahmagyani explains everything about the solar system or the Brahmand from its origin to its end with precision. Those on the path of devotion might believe that God appears when Satya Yuga, the golden age or the age of truth, Treta Yuga, the silver age or the age of three virtues, Dwapara Yuga, the bronze age, or the age of two virtues, and Kali Yuga, the iron age, or the age of strife or darkness, come to an end. And when the time of Dharmaglani, the time when there is a decline of righteousness, that is the situation in the world deteriorates, God brings destruction. It is said that Lord Vishnu incarnates and destroys the demons. This belief is true to some extent. At the time of moral decline, God indeed incarnates, as mentioned in the Gita. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharatah abhyutthana dharmasya tadatmanam srijanyaham. Whenever there is a decline in the righteousness on earth, I come and destroy the demons. This is true. But does everything, including partial dissolution, the Ardha Pralay, complete dissolution, the Pralay, time dissolution, Kal Pralay, great time dissolution, the Mahakal Pralay, and supreme time's great dissolution, the Mahakal Pralay, happens solely because of God's will? A knowledgeable person who has a true understanding questions why these events occur. Why does the Ardha Pralay occur? Why does Pralay occur? Why does Kal Pralay happens? Why does Mahakal Pralay or Mahakal Pralay happens? Who causes these events? This is where the knowledge of Brahman comes into play. Brahmagyan or divine or supreme knowledge encompasses the entire solar system from its beginning to its end. Only someone who possesses such knowledge can understand everything. So, based on knowledge, I explain that every soul has a free will. Every soul acts according to its own will. And by its own will, the soul gets entangled in karmic bondages. This leads to an accounting of deeds, resulting in the experience of happiness and sorrow. If one perform good deeds, they ascend to the higher realms like the heavens or the Svargalok to experience joy in the path of devotion or the Bhakti Marg, what is called liberation or moksha. If someone remembers Lord Vishnu, they reach Vishnu's realm. If someone remembers Lord Shiva, they reach Shiva's realm. With Brahmagyan or with the knowledge of the Brahman, the formless, infinite, and eternal cosmic reality or universal consciousness, involving the realization of Aham Brahmasmi, meaning I am Brahman. It involves connecting with the divine essence and attaining the realization of Brahman form. Through this realization, one reaches Brahmalok, which is considered the supreme abode or the Paramdham. These are different understandings even within the path of devotion. However, true knowledge, pure knowledge, and the absolute sacred knowledge is that I explain. What happens in the beginning and the middle of the solar system or Brahmand, and why destruction or the dissolution becomes necessary. Look, when Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kala Yuga takes place, there are also intense battles between divine beings, the Devatas, and demons, the Asuras. The Devasura Sangram, which is the battle between Devas and Asuras, take place repeatedly. In the process, the world becomes tamopradhan or becomes dominated by ignorance and impurity. In Satya Yuga, the world is dominated by sattva or purity. In Treta and Dwapara Yugas, rajas or passion prevails. And in Kala Yuga, tamas or ignorance dominates. In Kali Yuga, not only does ignorance increases, but the population also rises significantly. Then complete dissolutions become necessary. In the solar system, the Brahmand, creation is carried out by Lord Brahma, sustenance by Lord Vishnu, and destruction by Lord Shankar. At such times, Lord Shankar performs his role. He brings about destruction, and this happens according to the will of the God. The the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar, are always directed by the supreme energy, the Adi Shakti. Adi Shakti is the mother of the three deities Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar. Adi Shiva, who is the creator of the Brahmand, our solar system, creates the solar system with the essence of Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, that is, the truth, auspiciousness, beauty. Adi Shiva creates Adi Shakti. Adi Shiva and Adi Shakti are created from the Nirgun Nirakar or the attribute less and the formless, that is divine state. The attributeless and the formless, that is Nirgun Nirakar, the supreme God or the Parabrahma Parameshwar. When he thinks, let me become many from one, meaning let me create the solar system, the Brahmand. Then he manifests from the formless state, and we call him Adi Shiva. Adi Shiva creates Adi Shakti, and together Adi Shiva and Adi Shakti create Vishnu. From Vishnu's navel emerges Lord Brahma. And from Lord Brahma, the seven supreme beings or the Param Purush are born. These seven supreme beings create the seven realms or the lokas, which we observe above the earth today. Within these realms, numerous supreme beings are created. From the supreme being, the Paramapurusha, Each supreme being brings forth the primordial, unmanifested matter or the param prakriti from within themselves. Then all the supreme beings gradually manifest many more beings. Gradually, all these supreme beings create many other beings. As a result, their energy begins to deplete significantly over time. Their bodies, which were originally made of supreme elements or the Paramatattva, gradually transforms into three elements: ether, the Akash, air, the Vayu, and the fire, the Agni. Initially, their bodies were composed of supreme ether, supreme air, and supreme fire. But they shifted from supreme elements to regular elements. And in this process, they transformed into deities or the devatas. From the supreme beings emerged the deities. But as the deities create extensively, they gradually fall and degenerate and eventually transforms into humans. These humans, formed from three elements, are further covered by water element or Jala Tattva and earth element, that is Mithi Tattva. Thus forming the earth, Lord Brahma creates the earth, and then for the earth, the sun is created by Lord Vishnu as the deity Surya Narayana. This process continues, and in this way, multiple solar systems or Brahmands are created. This solar system operates under the time frame of Lord Brahma, which spans 100 years of Lord Brahma's time. Even this time cannot exist without the will of Paramatma, the Supreme God. Time itself is created by the Supreme God. However, the creation of souls and the supreme beings that emerged were not made as deities directly by God, nor were they created as humans directly from deities. Each soul, from its own free will, transforms from the supreme being into the state of three elements, and from the three elements into humans. It is through their own power of resolve or the Sankalpa Shakti that soul engage in the process of creation, manifesting countless beings. Then these beings become human. However, over time, humans fall into great vices of desires, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. When humans get trapped in material desires, they become demonic, the asuras. Thus, the seven lower realms of the Patala Loka were created: Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, and Patala. Gradually, humans turn into demons, then great demons, the Mahasuras, and they descend into the seven lower realms. To impart knowledge, the great sages, the Brahmarishis, Maharishis, and royal sages, the Rajarishis, appear. Among them, Brahmarishis provide Brahma Gyan, the divine or the supreme knowledge. They share knowledge about the origin and the middle of the solar system. From outside this solar system, from other galaxies, and from the other universes or the great universes or great universe, the souls journey and arrive here. The Brahman's knowledge taught by Brahmarishi, they teach and help souls understand the solar system. By gaining this Brahman knowledge, they become realized being or the Brahmagyanis. They comprehend the entire origin and middle of the solar system. Before the time of the solar system is completed, these realized souls leave this Brahmand or the solar system and move to other galaxies or the Mahabrahmand, the Milky Way or Akashaganga. They leave the solar system before its dissolution. When the solar system faces destruction during Mahakal Pralay, the four ages Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga comes to an end, followed by partial dissolution, the Ardha Pralay. This partial dissolution occurs repeatedly, but after many such cycles, a complete dissolution or pralay occurs on earth. During this time, the era of Manvantara ends, the era of Manu and Satrupa ends. Manu is the progenitor of humanity or the first man, and Satrupa the mother of creation or the first women. The era comes to an end, and humanity is entirely wiped out. The earth is submerged in water because of Jal Pralay, and no humans remains alive. After 14 Manvantras, a Kal Pralay occurs. In Kal Pralay, Lord Vishnu enters the sun and increases its heat and fire, burning everything. All realms, Bhulok, the earth, Bhuvarlok, and the seven lower realms, the Patal Lok, are incinerated into ashes. Thus, the cycle of Ardha Pralay, Pralay, Kal Pralay, and Mahakal Pralay occurs according to the timeline. What is time? The four ages Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga lasts 4,32,000 years. Double that is the duration of Dwapara Yuga. 3 times that is the duration of Treta Yuga. 4 times that is the duration of Satyuga. Altogether, the duration of 4 ages is 4.32 million years of the Chatur Yuga. So, who determines this time? In Lord Brahma's timeline, 1 day of Lord Brahma in Brahmapuri results in Kalpralay, the partial dissolution. Lord Brahma's lifespan is 100 years, which constitute the lifespan of Brahmand or the solar system. All of this is automatically predetermined. The Supreme God or the Parabrahma Parameshwar, who is Nirgun Nirakar, the attributeless and the formless, is essence, does it all. Or what we refer to as Nirakar Shiva is the one who governs it all. But he governs it in an automatic manner. Scientists describe it as an automated world, and the devotees of the Bhakti Marg also says that the world is ready-made. It is pre-created and follows cycle of creation and destruction. After multiple Ardhakalpa Pralay, partial dissolution, a Mahakalpa Pralay or the great dissolution occurs. At that time, Nirakar Shiva enters the sun and generates the fire of time, the Kal Agni, and burns the entire solar system to ashes. In this way, Mahashiva transforms into Mahakal and absorbs countless solar systems into every pore of his being. This is how Mahakal Pralay occurs. Does God cause all this? Does Ardha Pralay, Pralay, Kal Pralay, and Mahakal Pralay all happens because of God? Yes, God is the one who causes everything. If he causes everything according to his will, wouldn't he be called a dictator? When he runs the solar system, the Brahmand, based on his own will, wouldn't he be considered a dictator? But look, he is not a dictator. Every single aspect of the solar system operates on a fixed timeline. Just as humans follow their daily routines and actions, they have their own philosophy of karma. Even in the pursuit of knowledge, can one reach Lord Brahma's realm, Lord Vishnu's realm, Lord Shiva's realm, or the supreme abode, the Paramdham, by their own will? Yes, every soul, every human soul can ascend to the supreme abode of Paramdham by its own will. There is no compulsion to remain in this solar system, on this earth, continue to stay in this mortal world or the Mrityu Loka, and keep revolving in the cycle of birth and death. The cycle of birth and death raises the question, what is the duration of the first creation of the universe? The first paradha lasts for 155 trillion 550 billion years. 50 years of Brahma's time have passed, and the second parada has begun. In the second parada, during Brahma's day, it is the 7th Manvantara in the 28th Chaturyuga, and we are currently in Kali Yuga. This time is predetermined. The lifespan of Brahma is set at 100 years. Every solar system in the infinite multitudes of solar systems, the Anant Koti Brahmans, follow this timeline. Even these infinite multitudes of solar systems are destroyed during Mahakal Pralay. Similarly, the galaxies, the Milky Way, the Akash Ganga is also destroyed. The universe, that is the Param Mahabrahmand, is also destroyed. Even the multiverse face dissolution. So there is a specific time set for everything. When the creator who creates the Brahmand, solar system, Mahabrahmand, that is galaxy, the Param Mahabrahmand, that is universe, and the multiverse operates with the power they possess. It continues as long that power exists. When their power begins to diminish, destructions take place. The same power that was used for creation or surgeon is then used for dissolution or visarjan. What is created is dissolved. Creation, dissolution, creation, and dissolution. This cycle continues endlessly over time. Time keeps flowing in this pattern of creation and destruction. So, should we call the one who performs creation and destruction a dictator? It is not a dictatorship. Even the Nirgun Nirakar Shiva has a recording within him. This recording contains the mechanism for creation and destruction of the Brahmand. He only knows how to create and destroy, nothing else. Creation and destructions happens repeatedly. He creates solar systems and destroys, creates and destroys. That is why the scripture says that at every moment a Brahmand is created and destroyed. For Mahashiva, one moment of his time equals 100 years of Brahma's time. For Mahabrahmand, 1 second of Mahashiva's time equals countless Brahmans, or the solar system are being created and destroyed. All of this is predetermined. It is called recorded. It is all recorded. Therefore, it cannot be called a dictatorship. When everything functions according to a set timeline, it is not considered a dictatorship. Similarly, God does not forcibly destroy humanity. Humans have freedom. They are independent. They have free will. God does not interfere in human actions or karma. He does not personally bring storms to the earth or directly intervene. Everything happens according to a set timeline. When the predetermined time arrives, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankara performs their respective duties. That is why God is not called a dictator. It is all predetermined. Those who are wise, Brahmagyanis, the realized beings, know everything beforehand. That is why they are called Brahmagyanis. When destruction of the solar system is about to occur, the Brahmagyanis leave the Mahabrahmand, that is galaxy. They move outside the galaxy and into another universe. When that universe faces destruction, ascend to the great universe. When the great universe is destroyed, they enter the great universe. From there, they move to the multiverse. When the multiverse is destroyed, they ascend to another great multiverse. The multiverse is considered the world of 100 kalas or the degree of celestial power. The universe is considered the world of 16 kalas or 16 celestial power. The Brahmand or the solar system is considered the world of 1 to 4 kalas, that is 1 to 4 celestial power. Brahmand, the galaxy, is considered the world of 8 to 12 kalas. The universe is considered 16 to 20 celestial degrees. Great souls, the highly realized one, the Brahma Rishis or even Mahabrahma Rishis who possesses knowledge of the Mahabrahmand and its beginning and middle, do not call God a dictator. Those who have knowledge will understand that he is not a dictator, but those without knowledge who are on the path of devotion or the bhakti marg often perceive God differently. Devotion is considered deep darkness, while knowledge is considered light. People on the path of devotion often say God causes the rain and now everything is washed away. They claim it was God's will that entire city was flooded and destroyed, but that is not true. Everything is predetermined. Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar, the three Dev, continues their work. The three deities govern their respective roles. Even Mahadev, the great Shiva, brings about destruction. The Lord of the Lords, Mahadev, oversees the cycle of creation and destruction. All of this operates on a set timeline. When the earth during Kali Yuga reaches a state dominated by tamoguna or ignorance, Kali Yuga is destroyed and a new Yuga or an age is established. This cycle continues from Satya Yuga to Treta Yuga to Dwapara Yuga and to Kala Yuga and back again, so time has its own predetermined course. At the designated times, Ardha Pralay, Pralay, Kal Pralay, Mahakal Pralay, and Mahakal Pralay continues to occur. This is predetermined. Therefore, we cannot call God a dictator, nor does the Supreme Being do anything on earth out of his own desires. Everything follows a set timeline for the functioning of the Brahmand. That is why God cannot be called a dictator. Only those with Brahma knowledge, the Brahma Gyan, understands this. Those from the Bhakti Marg do not. When there is no rain, people shout, "Make it rain." When it rains heavily, they shout, "Stop it." People even curse God and hold him responsible. But in reality, God is not responsible for any of this. The Supreme Soul, the Paramatma, resides in the Supreme Abode, the Paramdham above. He remains beyond action, karmathit avastha, and detached from all karmic cycles. Those who live on earth, humans, are subject to the bondage of their actions and remains in the karma bandhan. They remain trapped in the cycle of birth and death. Those who gain knowledge rise to the higher realm. From earth, the Bhulok, they ascend to Bhuvalok, Swargalok, Maharlok, Janalok, Tapalok, Satyalok, then to Mahasatyalok, and eventually to Brahmapuri, Vishnupuri, Shivapuri, and the Supreme Abode, the Paramdham. Soul ascend based on their level of knowledge. That is why Lord Krishna said in Gita, I am not attained through meditation, dhyana, yoga, but through knowledge or gyan. For me, a knowledgeable soul is the most beloved. The knowledge of Gita explains everything. Brahmagyanis and Brahma Rishis are those who impart Brahman knowledge. But few understand this knowledge, and even fewer are willing to accept it. The illusion or Maya is so powerful that souls remain trapped in it. Trapped in the Maya, they blame God. Some even curse God, asking, What are you doing up there? Why aren't you saving us? But in truth, it is humans who are trapped in their own karmic bondages. They are entangled in their actions and then blame God, saying, You didn't save us. You must make your own effort or purusharth. You must use the power of knowledge, the Gyan Yoga, and meditative power of yoga or yoga bal to destroy the negative actions, the vikarma. The connection between the soul and the supreme soul, that is Paramatma, when the soul connects with the supreme soul to draw power, the soul becomes empowered. When the soul is empowered, the subtle body or the sukshma sharir, causal body, or the karan sharir, and the great causal body or the mahakaran sharir become charged, and negative action, the vikarmas, are destroyed. In the causal body, the current sharir, everything is recorded. The accounts of actions or karmas, all records are stored in the causal body. Through the power of yoga, negative actions, the vikarmas, are destroyed. The soul gains power through yoga. When power comes into the soul, all the records in the causal body are erased or deleted. The soul becomes transcendental or beyond karma or karmathit, beyond emotions of bhavatit, and beyond qualities, that is gunatit. The soul then ascends to the supreme abode, the Paramdham. Paramdham is the immortal realm, the Amar Lok. It is also known as Brahmalok, where the formless Nirgun Nirakar Brahman resides. Brahmapuri is different. Brahmapuri is where Lord Brahma resides. It is not the same as Brahmalok. Brahmalok refers to the supreme abode, the Paramdham, where the Nirgun Nirakar resides. When a soul becomes formless, when it transcends action, emotions, and qualities, it ascends to the supreme abode, the Paramdham. Listen to knowledge. Souls needs knowledge, but they do not listen to the knowledge. Due to lack of knowledge, souls remain trapped in illusion or Maya. When trapped in Maya, they cry out in distress as karmic bonds or the karma bandhan manifest. They cry and become sorrowful. That is why it is essential to follow the path of knowledge or the gyan marg. Become a realized soul, Brahmagyani, and everything will become clear. When you become a realized soul, you will understand that God is not a dictator. Paramshanti.
behad ki param shanti socho, bolo param shanti.
Join us daily for our morning live meditation, Monday to Saturday, 5:30 to 6:30 a.m.
Join us daily for live meditation, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on YouTube Live. Subscribe now. Website www.paramshanti.org. Email us anant@paramshanti.org. Like, share, subscribe. Join today.
behad ki param shanti socho.